alone, do what's right. Alright, cause I love you. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us, yeah. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Good morning, welcome to another edition of Frank and Candid. It is a Friday, as we say TGIF. I'm Tony Nice, glad to have you. Hope you're set for the weekend, although it seems as though it may be a wet one. So just in case, be prepared for that, just in case. Alright, so it's a Friday. Just quickly, the Federation is now in possession of another choice as far as vaccines. The Pfizer vaccine is in our federation. So I know there were some people who wanted another choice. Whatever their reasons are, that's fine, but there is another choice available now in the Pfizer. So best to update you on that. We'll follow how that goes next week. It is a Friday, and as usual, we just have an open and free Friday. Whatever is on your mind. Just recap the stuff that we talked about during this week. On Monday, we talked about the mass deportations coming out of the UK to Jamaica, and we discussed how unfair some people think that is. Some may agree, some may disagree, but it would seem as though the Jamaican community in the UK was targeted and has been targeted for quite a while as far as deportations. For the part of the government of the UK, on their part, they're claiming that these are persons who broke the law, and that's their justification for this move. So, however you see it, I don't know, but that's our discussion on Monday. And on Tuesday, we talked about the problems we have with plastic containers and the pollution that they create within our federation, in our waterways, the beaches, and how people need to take more responsibility for the way they dispose of their garbage in general, but especially these plastic containers. We talked about how when they get into the ocean, how they are detrimental to the marine life, and all of us will pay a price for it eventually if it is not stopped. And the plastic issue is not just an issue here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Plastic is useful, convenient for a lot of reasons, and it was a brilliant idea when it came up, but they didn't count on people disposing of it improperly after its use. That is where the problem started and continues. On Wednesday, we had former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Dr. Kenny Anthony here, via telephone, discussing with us an update on the litigation with respect to BICO and CLECO, and at the CCJ. The case has been taken to the CCJ, filed just recently, and we got an update as to what is going on there, and we will continue to follow that. A number of people have lost a whole lot of their investment in British American and colonial life, and so we'll await the outcome or the decision from the CCJ on that. Just a brief look back at that. The company went out in 2009 actually, and the Trinidad government, part of CLECO owns British American actually. Trinidad government had paid the Trinidadians as a result of that, and had made a commitment to pay $100 million to the rest of the CARICOM persons or OECS who had been involved and lost the investment. To date, of that $100 million, they had paid $36 million and actually refused to pay the rest. So that is the beginning and the basis for the lawsuit that's going forward as we speak, in order to get the balance of that plus any interest, so that at least the people of the region who had lost so much of their livelihood can recoup something. Well, so we wish success for that. And on Thursday, we talked in general about the cleanliness of the city. We tried to talk about and look back at the implementation of the vendor solutions that came about, and try to get an update on how we feel that has been going so far. Some people think it's a good thing, especially if you're a pedestrian and you had issues there. Some people feel it's a good thing for other reasons, aesthetic. Some people feel it's not such a good idea or can be improved, the process, whatever it is. That was our discussion mostly on Thursday, along with all the other stuff that came in tangentially with respect to, I mean, that's how it works, right? So here we are on a Friday, and feel free to address any of those issues that came up from Monday to Thursday, or you may have something else on your mind. And again, admonish, let's keep it clean. Let's not give us a reason to end our discussions here, because we will if they get out of hand. I do believe that people have a right to different opinions, and you don't have to agree with the opinion of any caller, but just share yours. All right? And so here we go. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Myers.
Yes, sir.
Am I on?
You're live.
Okay, I'm calling you from New York. This is Sonny Boy, better known as Alfonso. I want to ask you a question. How much vaccination that England has donated to the British Caribbean island?
Can't give you a figure.
You don't think it's one? Is more than one?
I can't give you a figure.
Okay, well, as far as I know, I hear no news service, BBC or any one of them, that they send one vaccination to the British-speaking Caribbean islands. Now, every time I call you, I try to make my point about the people who sent this hatred they got me for the United States. Because I know that when I used to go home often before COVID, the way they would treat us when we come back from America, say we cut in style and because we got money and all that. We didn't get no handout in America. All of us worked for our money. Me, Rock, and Banks, and all the guys from down the gut that went to America, we worked. And now we get pensions and Social Security because we worked for that. But I'm going to make this point. Why the British Caribbean islands don't call England out from not helping them? Because the Prime Minister of England, he bought a whole lot of vaccination for the British people, but they ain't donate none to the British-speaking Caribbean island. And that's what I'm trying to say to you.
I don't think
got such allegiance to England?
I don't think that is true, though, Carter.
Huh?
I don't think that is true.
They bought vaccine for the British islands?
Yes, they did.
But I ain't heard it on the news outlet.
Well, they did. You need to check that out. They did.
Okay, I will. I stand to be corrected.
Check out Anguilla, for example.
Well, Anguilla is their territory.
Well,
Anguilla, Montserrat, and Tortola,
okay.
They're not independent.
Okay.
I'm talking about independent islands.
But they're Caribbean islands.
Yeah, but with their Caribbean islands, but we are not self-governed by the British. Anguilla and Montserrat and Tortola are, because they never got independence.
So you can't say they have not given anything in the region. You can't say that. That's a general statement that you can't make.
Okay, I agree with what you said with the region, but I was talking about all the British-speaking islands. The Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, Trinidad and Barbados, and Guyana. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, we'll check on that to the extent that it really matters, but we'll check on it and give you the facts.
Mr. Nice, it matters, man, because you all love the British so much.
That's it? Okay. Let's go back to the phones. Okay. We lost that. All right. Good morning, Carl. You live?
Yeah, good Friday morning, Tony.
Yes, good morning.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sound good. Stay good.
It's Friday.
Yeah. What's so special about Friday?
You get a break.
Oh, okay. TGIF?
TGIF.
Yeah, thank God it's food.
That too.
Now, Tony, I lay down and I study something good, closely and deeply and keenly. Now, people go into business to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody go into business and they don't see their business advancing anywhere, they need to shut doors and move on to something else. And this is something I spoke about some time ago. And two women come on, well, they give their point of view. But I think the point of view was not good enough. Well, now, Tony, suppose I in St. Christ or St. Thomas, and I say, well, look, Tony having a party away with it, and I'm going to buy a case of, you asked me to buy some liquor for you. And I happen to buy a case of special liquor, all kind of different liquor in there. And the case has in 12 bottles. The agent for the boat that bring up the cargo, the agent will tell you your cargo come. And then you go there by him and he will work on the documents them for you. And then he can charge you how much he charge to work on the documents. You don't pay the boat in St. Thomas, to put on the cargo and the boat to bring it up. So the agent now, he charging you for his service. His stamp and whatever up on the paper. Put $100, you pay me $100, he give you a receipt, you don't pay. Do you think anybody have any way opening your case of liquor and take out one your liquor as for the payment?
No.
Right, definitely. They will be more than breaking the law and they would be wrong.
Yeah.
If they want to say, well, boy, you got to pay me now for me to deliver this box to you, you know. And I'm going to take a bottle of liquor for the pay. No, they don't have no right doing that. All they got to tell you, well, for me to deliver this box to you, it costs $10. So you just put your hand in your pocket or your wallet, take out your $10 and pay them the $10. And they're supposed to give you a receipt for the $10 where you pay them and deliver your box with your 12 bottles of liquor in it. Well, Tony's saying that to say this, and I ain't gonna stop until somebody do something, you know, because a lot of people doing business, and in the end of it, they're dealing with the black market system. When somebody send $1,000 to you from America, and you go to pick up your $1,000 from wheresoever, they're supposed to say, well, boy, for me to do the documents and the papers them for this and deliver this to you, for you to get your $1,000, you're going to have to pay $7. Easy cost. You take out the $7 and you pay them, they give you a receipt, and you collect your $1,000 what they send for you to go St. Martin, go shop. They're supposed to trouble you money and take out nothing and then give you an receipt. So then you have to go then over buy US to get to go St. Martin, go buy what you want. Something is wrong with that. Definitely wrong, and they believe because they get in trouble with a lot of people who just come in and take the money and go, it is right, it ain't right. Because they're taking your money, your US money now, and deal with it on the black market scene. That is the way it is. So who don't want to study deep, they could study shallow. Have a good day, Tony.
All right.
Okay.
Quickly, before we go back to the phone, there was a press release that came out towards the end of July, the 28th actually. And let me just share a little bit of it for you. The Foreign Secretary announces the UK will begin to deliver 9 million COVID-19 vaccines around the world to help to tackle the pandemic. 9 million vaccines to be donated bilaterally and offered to COVAX. COVAX is where we get our vaccines to help tackle COVID-19 abroad. The vaccines are expected to start leaving the UK this week, meaning that week, with Indonesia, Jamaica, and Kenya among the countries set to receive doses. The UK has pledged to donate 100 million vaccines overseas by June 2022, 80 million of which will go to COVAX. Okay, well, we'll stop there on that. The article is there. Here's something from PAHO. The United Kingdom contributes $3.8 million for COVID-19 response in the Caribbean. That's the headline. Published 22nd of May 2020. So that's a whole year ago. The financial contribution to PAHO will help Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Help them to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus disease and mitigate its impact. That's coming from PAHO on the 22nd of May. The article is there. Look them up. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Mr. Norris.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well.
Mr. Norris, I'm glad I got in. This is Journey here. I want to bring something different from the topic that we are discussing this morning from Monday to Friday. Mr. Norris, we are a Christian people, right? I want to draw the listeners' attention to something that was written in the book, and just permit me a couple minutes. Now I'm reading from the book of Genesis, first chapter, and I've read the whole chapter. But I want to focus our people's attention to verse 27, which says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them." When we go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 15, bear with me, Mr. Myers. "And the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And God commanded the man, every tree of the garden thou shalt eat, except the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For thou shalt surely die if you eat of that tree. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. Mr. Nyers, the first chapter, verse 27 says, God created he male and female. And in the second chapter, he says, now I want us to pay attention to the second chapter, verse 18. And then the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. Now, why I'm getting at this, Mr. Nyers? The book of Genesis told us that the woman came from the rib of a man. But here in the first chapter, verse 27, it says, God created he, male and female, created he them. Now, I want our people to focus on the inconsistency here. The first chapter, verse 27, says he created male and female. The second chapter, verse 18, and the Lord said, it is not good that the man should be alone. Take note, it is not good for the man to be alone. Now, there are those who would say that when we question these things, we are blaspheming by questioning. We're not questioning God, we're questioning the author, the writer, the literature, those who wrote the literature to suit their narrative. And this goes back to the Church of England, the Vatican, and those who give us the version. Pay attention to this, Mr. Nyers, because the sidelining of the woman, when I mentioned earlier that which is invisible, meaning the spirit of the duality of the gods, became visible through the womb of a woman. And here again, that is something I want us to pay attention to. The woman came from the rib of the man, according to the narrative, the literature of the writer. But when Jesus came, he came through the womb of a virgin. Is it nice to follow the inconsistency that I'm trying to drive to our people? Now, something that we need to pay attention to. All the characters in the Bible, from Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, they all have just their first name. You go to those who copied from our story, our history, our spirituality. You have Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, Prince Harry, Prince William. All these people they have just a name, but they take our name from us, like the characters in the book, Hezekiah, Jedediah, Ezekiel, Isaiah. Those are our ancestors' names. But because they broke us to the letter from Lord Macaulay in 1835, they broke us and they changed everything and give us their narrative. I want our people to pay attention to these things, because, Mr. Nyers, I myself have read this book, the book of Genesis, over and over. But the knowledge that I'm getting now, because I am getting my story from my ancestors, our ancestors, Mr. Nyers, the custodian who have received the linguistic of the Bible from the gods when it was ordained from the beginning, from the first century, from generation to generation. This is our story, that these creatures, and we need to call them out for who they are, Mr. Nyers.
Gotcha.
Thank you for hearing me.
That's our Bible study for today. Quickly again, one more thing from just for that caller. Foreign Secretary Raab said that the UK kickstarted the COVAX by providing £548 million to fund vaccines for lower-income countries. The scheme has delivered more than 152 million vaccine doses to over 137 countries and territories, including 83 lower-middle-income countries. 65% of the initial vaccine doses have been Oxford AstraZeneca. COVAX aims to deliver about 1.8 billion of that to the lower-income countries by 2022. And that's it. Back to the phones. Good morning. Calling you live.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen Ensign. God bless you, my beloved African brother. How are you, how the family?
All good. You?
Good, man. And excited. Now, my beloved brother. Let me just correct my brother Johnny who just came up. One little thing I gotta do, because we got to teach each other. Child can teach me. You can teach a child. You can teach an older person. A younger person can teach you. So I'm gonna teach you all. Brother, let me tell you. Humanity, all races, came from an African woman, Akanesh. Her bones was found in East Africa. See, in what Europeans call Ethiopia, the correct name is Kush, and what is now Kenya, beloved. And the third thing was 3.5 million years old, okay? Who Caucasian, let me say again, Akanesh, correct name, Caucasian called Lucy. Now let me move on from there. Now, my beloved brother, you ain't got no special topic today. I know it's open Friday as usual, right?
Go ahead, yes.
Okay. Brother, I would like to speak about our youths, beloved. And we must mold our youths, beloved, into... There can be any religion they want, that's on them. But their philosophy must be Pan-Africanism. Let me repeat that. Their philosophy must be Pan-Africanism, beloved. Because look around, not to copy anybody because we are the original people. All other races clinging on to their culture, whether it's barbarism or otherwise, clinging to their culture. Most Africans, beloved brother, what they have accepted is Indian culture. Culture that was enforced upon us in slavery and colonialism, and it still continues to this day. And that is aided and abetted by the pseudo-intellectuals. Not the real intellectuals, you know, the pseudo ones propagate this nonsense, this lie. So what we like to see, brother? Well, what we would like to see as Pan-Africanists, man. Some of us, a lot of Africans dropped the ball, the elders, our children, a lot of our children gone astray, still astray. Want to see even more, beloved, like in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, that Pan-Africanist spirit among our children, man. Remember, 10 years old, beloved, I was part of the Black Power movement in St. Kitts Nevis. 10 years old. I mean, everybody ain't going to develop the same way. But, brother, when you look around, most of our children, globally, beloved, got this Eurocentric thing, came down from thing, and they just preserve it, and they sue their intellectuals. They're mostly to be blamed, beloved, because instead of changing this European Eurocentric system that was handed down by our down pressers, former down pressers, they do a lot of crap still, beloved, they still continue. And when visionary people, Pan-African thinkers, revolutionary thinkers, analytical thinkers, beloved, put out the correct things out there. I'm not saying things, we don't have no monopoly on anything, beloved. But they fail to do that and hang on to Eurocentric ideas and philosophies. So, what are you going to expect? But we ain't giving up young people. We found Pan-Africanist movements throughout the world, especially in St. Kitts Nevis, beloved young sisters and brothers, and let us form a Pan-African political movement, because none of these political parties in the Federation got no Pan-Africanist philosophy. Still the same Eurocentric. I mean, you might got one or two people inside, loving, caring, and, they're cool and everything, and they love their people. But we need more than that. We need young people. We got Pan-Africanist philosophy, regardless of what their religious positions are, beloved. Beloved, you have a blessed weekend, you and the entire Federation, especially my beloved people over there, number 6, and the Pan-African Republic of the Earth. I love you all. Pan-Africanism of Paris. One love, my beloved brother.
Okay, one love. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hello, Mr. Elias.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling back because I hear you respond to what I said.
Yes.
And you were very anxious to prove me wrong. But let's talk about this. When I was born in St. Kitts, they called me a British subject, not a citizen. It was easier for me to go to America than to go to England. Because to get to England, I had to have a sponsor. For me to get to America, all I had to do was leave Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and board a plane, no question asked. That's how I got to America. So the point I'm trying to make to you is all the riches that the British Caribbean Islands don't give to England, the sugar, the cotton, the tobacco, and all that. I used to work in the sugar industry. I used to work for Hustler. And we never got nothing in return from them. They call us subject. In America, you're from the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Samoa. You are citizens of the United States and the French British Islands too. So my point that I'm trying to make to you, whatever England gave to us is not too much. We deserve it because they own the slave ship that brought us from Africa. The United States was a colony of England, and they robbed them. The United States fought for the independence, fought for their country. And I want to make this point to you. There's a lot of states in America bigger than England. So England and America is no comparison. If you think I'm lying, check your geography. Texas is bigger than England. California is bigger than England. Check your geography. So when I stand up for America, it's because what America have done for me, but I was born in a British island. And I have more allegiance to America than England. Because everything I got comes from America, not England. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Get a caller? Okay. No caller at the moment. Yeah, but caller, I was just responding to a specific charge. You know, I promised you that I'll find out. And quickly I found out that that specific statement, specific charge you made was not accurate. But I could agree with everything else you say. But when you make it specific to Corona and COVID vaccines and assistance there, that's not really accurate. So we had to clear that up. But all the rest of what you said, we can take that. We can accept that. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You're live.
Good morning. I don't know what your topic is right now, but it's an open line.
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is about one of our icons in St. Kitts and Nevis, Kim Collins.
Okay.
You know, I would like to big up our 2 athletes that reach Olympics this year.
Okay.
Salute to them every time. Jason Rogers and the lady. But it's like we're forgetting about Kim Collins around here. And I don't really love it to see how we as a nation saying it's a Nevis. I don't like the respect that Kim Collins gained. Because most of the children don't know the 25th of August is a day when Kim Collins makes St. Kitts rain. And like every year, it's like nothing, like nobody really celebrating the day. Like it's like, yeah, Kim Collins Stadium or Kim Collins Highway and that's it. And you ain't see no poster with him. Nowhere around you can go and St. Kitts and see a good poster with Kim Collins. I mean, I've seen Jason Rogers lately. Big up the Sandy Point people, them. Respect to that, but I ain't seen nothing with Kim Collins, and Kim Collins is a great man to this country, to this federation. So I think going forward, Kim Collins should be recognized. Even like, and he there, real recognized.
Because you just can't let the 25th of August fly out like that without nothing for Kim Collins. I really don't appreciate it.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I think it should even be a holiday. Because I speak to a Jamaican, and the Jamaican said, no way that could happen in Jamaica. In the area which part of person from. They highly respect the people in. I think we give people respect too much when they're dead. When you're dead, you can't see who appreciating you. So it will be alive. And that's what Kim Collins saying again. You see the man walking to town is like, nah man, nobody need another Kim Collins. Unless you know him personally. All the children them supposed to see him and say, oh look Kim Collins, I'm glad to take a picture with this man. We look like we ain't got a love down here in St. Kitts for people them who go out there and make St. Kitts proud. Is like we come back here and like, yeah, doggish mentality. And when you look on YouTube and see the other islands how they're bigging up the people them, it's like, yeah, tears in the eye. We got to come better than a nation.
All agreed. Well, every journey begins with a step. You continue to advocate for that. I support you with that. And I can attest to what you're talking about when it comes to Jamaica. I think I was in Jamaica, passed through Jamaica about 2 or 3 years ago, and the billboards you see with these guys, Bolt and so on, I mean, shows that they show a lot of respect and appreciation for their heroes, and so that is all true. But continue, don't give up. Good morning, welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Nair.
Good morning.
On this issue at hand, in terms of our sporting icons, I just had a thought that I wanted to show out for quite a while now, and it's appropriate now because the last caller raised an icon in our midst, which we have not given hardly any recognition to. Yes, the stadium and the highway. But on an annual event, these things need not to be erased from our memory. We agitated for the monument for those from the Christina disaster on our end, and hopefully next year, God willing, we shall celebrate that in the fashion it ought to be celebrated as somber as it is. But Sonny Boy, if I might call his name by that way, I don't like the name Colin, but it's probably an alias that he carries. He reminisced about his days growing up down in the McNice, the Irish Town Bay area, and the rivalry within certain communities. Well, I am from the community of Newtown. And so, Sonny Boy, I just want to push back a little bit. I don't know you. You probably was earlier than myself because you compare yourself to growing up with rock. So yes, that's an earlier time. But we were very competitive in Newtown also. Because it's the last event, Mr. Nyers, of we had aquatic sports, different sporting event in the water. But there was this famous boat race that we used to have. And even though the last one, it was somber because men was missing at sea. But from the Newtown area, there's a guy we call Snook or Levi. He was the captain for the Newtown boat that came in first. We need not to, where men was missing at sea. And I don't really want to call on them. Those of us who are old enough would have known. But even that last event, we carried the mantle. The same Snook who was the captain of that boat. These guys was fishing the water. So yes, where the rivalry was, there are times when the Irish Town folks and maybe those from the village would have reigned supreme. But we predominantly dominated it we just didn't take it there. From the old Santos and Rovers and Rival and Manchester and all those teams that we mimic the names from those teams in Europe and, you know, those teams in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
When it came down to the local aspect, Newtown, they had was to change the format in order for Newtown to not be in the most winningest team. Every time they would have changed the format, Newtown would have reigned supreme in terms of soccer or football or what we know it as. So, and then we had a grooming system in the Tucker Clark School where we groom our youth and they come up eager to take over from like Kayamba and those guys who did us proud. So yes, we were a rival to be reckoned with, and we carried on. I know of the Spurs, you know, the Garden Spurs, but it's long after Newtown came in because we had a stigma, you know, in Newtown, you know. We were only known for as being fishermen, and we said no, we would break that stigma, and we broke that stigma in the things we knew best. We thanks to Mr. Earl Clark, who took time out, and Mr. Hobson, who took time out and tried to train our boys so they thought it was awkward. And then we came, and we were anytime the pack, it's like we really put coffers in the pack, in those people who collected money in the pack. The rivalry a lot was between Newtown and Superstars from time to time, and the sponsors like Mr. Euclid, God bless his soul, and you know, Tommy Molyneux, God bless his soul. That was the rivalry, so I could remember these things. Even in the sport, Judith Gums.
Okay.
Those girls could swim like fish. Her sister, her cousin, Shelley Gums, Althea Riley, all those girls. Yes, Irish Town had girls too. Irish Town had females, but we dominated it in the female aspect of it.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we had a women's system in the top.
Call on your life. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Nyas.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This guy just called my name, Sonny Boy. My name is Alfonso Griffin. My sister is Dumpling. My brother is Jam Down. I grew up with rock. I was one of the best swimmer St. Kitts produced. Not no boat racing. Individually, ask Stanley Franks about me. They did a special on me. Fitzroy Matthew did a special on me at ZAZ about my accomplishment as a swimmer. Individually, I was a great swimmer. So that guy who called in my name out, tell him who I is. I am Dumpling brother, the oldest, and I am Jam Down brother. And I live in America. I grew up with Rock, Banks, Heads Byron, Potters. We grew up Finland, we grew up down Irish Town. We didn't have no rivalry with New York, with Newtown. Me and Snoop grew up together. Me and Snoop lived together in St. Thomas. We grew up together. All the guys from St. Kitts, it don't matter what part of St. Kitts are from. When we live in the Virgin Islands, we stuck together and we help each other. So what that guy saying about boat racing and stuff like that, I give them the kudos because I know all the captains of those boats. They used to work for Hosford. And he talking about boat. I'm talking about individually. My name is on the marquee. Ask Stanley Franks about me. Stanley Franks from down the gut too. And the greatest athlete that St. Kitts produced was Leonard Harris. He from Westbourne gut. Leonard Harris, the cricketer. He should have made the West Indies team long before Richards and all of them. But he never had a shot because he was a Kiddishan. So tell that guy who called my name out, get his facts right, and ask my sister who I am.
Okay. You got a caller? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Tony.
Yes,
how are you?
I am well.
And I want to say a pleasant good morning to you, and please give my regards to your behalf.
Yes.
Tony, I want to say, Sonny Boy Jinx, Noel speaking. Noel from the gut, Irish Town. Nice hearing your voice. Well, I just wanted to shout you out. No, man. Tony, just to touch on a little what Sonny Boy said, it's true. Yes, very much so. We grew up together. Yes. You mentioned a lot of names. Some of them he ain't even mentioned, but it was a lot of us in the gut. Anyhow, Tony, I was referring yesterday to a situation about the sidewalks. You see, it's dear to my heart, Tony, and I have a reason to be why it's dear to my heart. Because, Tony, I use the sidewalk when I go to town, and other people criticize the blocking up of the sidewalks. Even when you shop at the Rams, Tony, you hardly could have get in Rams' door. When you go 4th Street, and you know, people would buy these people, some of the people vending local drinks. They don't have a bag for disposal of the bottles, plastic bottles, etc. And people would just buy them and rest them down on the wheel, throw them in the drain, and stuff like that. And what I'm saying, you have a government, and damage the government do, and damage the government don't do. And I want to say, I don't normally praise the government because government have to do right by the people. The people elected them there to do the best for the people. And when they don't do, they get criticized. And when they do, they should be applauded. And I'm applauding them for making Bastille look sightable. Sightable. Over the many years. One of you calling to say, no, Bastille is too sterile. The visitors, the tourists want to interact with the people. What the beaches are there for. Tony, you go downtown months ago, the tourists come in and they have to walk in the street, which is unusual for them. They have to walk in the street. I've seen it. I've witnessed it, Tony. But oh my God, the government trying to give vaccine to the people to keep our people on the up and up when it comes to our health and to protect us from this deadly virus going around internationally. And people are criticizing the government for encouraging people to take the vaccine. People are pontificating, I wait until the Cuban vaccine comes. Now the Cubans themselves begging for vaccine. I mean, how misguided are we? Tony, you know, I want to say something. And I want to say something. You, as a host of this program, you know me, I know you very well. We both know each other. I want that when people come on the program, it's your program. And you must have an input. When you find them going off track, is to say, no, we have enough of that. And to cut them. It's simple. No argument, just cut them. Because you're promoting vaccine, they're promoting non-vaccine. And that is not good for our country. We don't live here. We have to deal with what we have here. Thank you, Tony. God bless you.
All right.
And you're safe, my brother. Bye.
With that, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well.
Yes. I'm going to say something. I hope I don't take much time. Concerning this vaccine thing, right? I am wondering if our task force or our politicians, and I am not going to ask them any question. I will not take a phone up and ask them the question, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm wondering if they are, if they are, how should I put it? Okay, I'm wondering if they really look at interviews where you have persons like Bill Gates and what they call Dr. Fauci or Fauci, whatever he call them, and some others who are intimately involved with this vaccine and this virus. I wonder if they look at this, right, to gain information, because it is out there. It is out there. The information is out there. Because when these people are called into an interview, they have to respond. Because their own people, the American people, they are not making any joke with them. That doesn't mean that when they give an answer, that they might come straight out. Sometimes they use words, you know, to try to go to what you read between the lines. But they are coming out and they are telling people exactly what this thing is all about. You have like the Pfizer and the Moderna, And they're telling you that this is an mRNA thing that is in the vaccine. When it goes into the body, it is like a DNA, or what you call gene manipulator. And they can manipulate the human gene, sequence it properly, and they can get whatever they want that person to be like. So it's like a transhuman type of thing that could likely happen in the future. Nobody argue with me. It don't make no sense to come on and curse me and say anything bad about me. I'm telling you, it is there. You've seen it. So I'm wondering if our people down here are not exposed to it because they are not hiding to say these things. Yes, when some persons come and they talk, because this information is out there, people are looking at it. People are all over are rising up against it because it's coming from the horse's mouth. And what a lot of media platforms now, like Facebook and so on, they're trying to shut down people from spreading this information. But it's not the people's fault because Bill Gates and all of them are answering, right? And the thing about it is so appalling and abhorrent to see our people down here fighting against one another for something that we don't know. And even if we are aware of the information, we don't want to...
Are you saying that Bill Gates says that this this changes your genes?
No, I did not say him.
Okay.
There are different persons, like I said, who are intimately involved with it.
And they're saying that it changes your genes?
Sorry?
And those people are saying it changes your genes, your genetic makeup?
It is out there. Its information is out there.
Right.
Because even up to this morning, I look at one.
Thank you.
Right?
Let's go to the next. Thank you. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Franklin Candid.
Yes, Brother Nias, and I don't usually call twice in our program unless it's well heated up. But I must think the brother who talked about, the brother who spoke before, my beloved brother Africa. But look at no monuments. Our monument there for the African Holocaust. Tribute to our ancestors, man, who fought, beloved, for our liberation. Come 1935, nothing there again, beloved. They just see, they ain't even finished with the thing with the Christina disaster where our ancestors perished. Come on, brother, we got to get things right. Look around, they ain't have no tribute to Marcus of the Woods and others. Henry Christophe, I know he was like in Haiti. But from what I was told by the great Elder Washi, that he was born over what is now Dieppe, the Pan-African Republic of Dieppe. That's what I was told, beloved. You know, and this nonsense got to stop, man. Then you got Warner Park, farmer, you know, enslave of our people. You got this square, that square, Liverpool Road. Name them off our people, man. You still got that nonsensical thing in a square. You know, it's supposed to be an independent square. It's supposed to be African square, beloved. And the roundabout thing where taxi men and them know there. Why not put one, you know, Marcus of the Woods thing there? We have great men and women who were born in St. Kitts and Nevis, African men and women. Why not pay tribute to them? And like so-called Princeton Hill, I mean, it's our ancestors built that. Why not pay tribute to them, all them cannon thing, melt them down and build a monument out of them solid thing? Tribute to our ancestors. No. When you see these things, these Negroes, you know, neo-colonialists, attack you, but I don't care, brother. Like I said, nobody, what people say about me don't faze me, one or the other. You know, we must pay tribute to our people. And then the sister who called you, I ain't agree with everything she said, but most of the things, 99.9 of the things the sister said, I agree with her, beloved. Beloved, thanks again for hearing me. Pan-Africanism our perish. One love.
Okay, all right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Nias.
Good morning.
You know where the supermarket is on Spot Street?
Yes.
Okay, you see the building in front there that used to be a building for people used to live in it and so. There's a it's a hazard, it's a health hazard, right? And it's annoying to the people around. And to be honest, it make I'm a sick person, yeah? And
Move away from your equipment there. You're getting feedback.
Okay.
I'll turn it down.
So, yes, the building is so, and the thing, the boys around, they nailed up the building that nobody could see. But so before time people go to things in it, race matters and stuff. And if you pass and you look at it, it's sickening because that's a supermarket here and that's a building in front there. And next to you, it's disgusting something. So you can't find the smell coming out from in there. Or even when they're not when the dead bodies in there. You want to actually know. So you get some people to come and show in the garbage and so. And in the drain behind to where we live and so. It's disgusting. And there's a tree in the building and it's a upstairs house. It's taller than the house. And I don't know when last it cleans up. And it's annoying, you know.
Oh.
We're passing it.
Thank you. Well, thank you for raising it. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Gilbert Number.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes. You're
Who am I
live.
speaking with?
You're live on ZIZ. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, darling. Sorry.
Okay. All right. It is a Friday for real. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Good morning, caller. You live? Okay. No calls there? All right. Well, we will call it a wrap on this Friday. That brings the curtain down on Frank and Candid for this week and for today. And we will get back here on Monday if it is to be. And we will have other discussions and other topics with a whole lot of opinions and passions as usual. I don't mind the opinions. Misinformation, I really can't tolerate. So, have a good weekend. Whether it's wet or not, find a way to enjoy it. Stay safe. And we'll talk again on Monday if it is to be. My name is Tony Nias. Enjoy.
Yeah. I know we can make it. It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be one kind, one people. We are roll up to roll up, cause no man's alone. Do what's right, cause I love you. And we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah. It's better for us, yeah. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to let it roll out.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.